Shit. Excuse that, y'all. This all uncut too, by the way. My fucking tripod acting funny. But yeah, everything will follow in place once you fix the internal. Everything. I got crust on my. Yeah, that's raw, but everything will follow once you fix your internal. You know, I made a video like this probably like a couple weeks, couple months, however long ago. And I just want to touch back up on this topic because, excuse me, that's all I edited too. I don't give a fuck, man. Y'all getting real, but fix the internal. The internal is your mind. The internal is your feelings, your emotions, everything that has to do with inside of you, the things that's not seen, you know, like who you is, your thoughts, you know, your beliefs, all of that. You have to fix that in order for your external life to replicate into the life that you want. If you somebody who doubt yourself constantly, you got low self-esteem, and you got negative thoughts and all type of stuff in your head, then your external world will reflect that. You know, your internal world. Damn, my light just died, y'all. Hold up. Fuck. My fault, y'all. But yeah, your internal world will reflect. Well, your external world will reflect your internal world. Fuck. You know what? Fuck the light. We doing this all raw and uncut. Yeah, man, you just gotta pick your internal world. Your internal world is what dissects into your external. You know, if you got a bad life externally, and I don't even want to say a bad life. I don't even want to use that terminology. I just say if your life is just all messy and stuff like that, you have to fix how you thinking about it. You know, because just positive and there's light in every situation, no matter what it is, you know. And there's optimism and things to be looking on the bright side about in every situation, you know. And it's always a way to look at things from a different perspective, you know. So your external world will get better if your internal world is already projecting the sense of being better, you know. If you going through a lot right now and you just internally telling yourself like, man, I know I'm going through a lot, but shit, I'm gonna get through it. If you constantly telling yourself this in the brain, in your mind, and it's constantly like on a loop, abundantly, you just abundantly thinking thoughts like, yeah, I'm going through a lot right now, but I know I'm gonna overcome this shit. Eventually, you will overcome that. Your external will follow up with the internal. You will find your brain is so smart. You will find ways to overcome your situation. If you keep constantly telling yourself this, your brain will find ways to overcome it. So it's all about just knowing that shit. Like, you just gotta know, like, everything external is a reflection of your internal. Everything external reflects how you think internally. If you think negatively internally, then your external will follow that. You know, anything that happens outside of you that you can't control, you would think negative about it. You would be just mad at everything. You would be mad because your Wi-Fi ain't working or anything. Like, you could find any reason to just be mad about something if your internal is telling you to be mad. So the internal is way more important than external because you could control how you think about shit. You could control your mind. You control your whole perspective of life when you stay focused on your internal, because external don't really matter. It's just the outside world. It's just the things that you see outside of yourself. That stuff will follow up once your internal follow that. Once your internal is good, you telling yourself positive things, you giving yourself a lot of things to think about that's pushing you to be positive and pushing you to be better internally, your external will follow that. Your external will have no choice but to follow behind the internal. You know, if your internal world is negative, like I said, if your internal world is negative, you will have a negative external life. You know, it don't matter what you're going through. You can internally pick that up and change it internally. You can tell your mind that this is not the worst thing that happened to me. This is not nothing. I will overcome this thing. I will be great again. I will, whatever. You can tell your mind whatever about your situation, whatever about your life. And externally, it will pick up on the internal things that you're telling it. You know, then that's just law. Like, I feel like that's just something that's simply put. Like, if you telling yourself negative thoughts, then your external will follow that. You will start to find more ways. The brain is smart. You will find more ways to look at things negative if you just thinking negatively. Like, my fault, I can't talk. If you just thinking negatively, then you will find ways to be negative in your external world, and more negative things will happen to you because you thinking that way. But if you someone who take a different perspective, you just say, I'm gonna be optimistic about everything I'm going through, then your external will follow that. Your external will become optimistic. You will start seeing more chances and more opportunities flow your way because your internal world is optimistic, and the brain will find more ways to be optimistic about things. Take it for me, for example. When I first started my job at my warehouse job, I didn't have a way to work. I didn't have a legit way to work. You know, my internal world, I choose not to fall into anxiety and depression and thinking like, damn, how am I gonna get to work? And mind you, my job 20 miles away from home. That's far as fuck. That's a far ass drive. I got my car now and shit, but bro, before I had my car was down when I first started my warehouse job in the summer of this year. I ain't had no way. Like, only way was Ubers, but I was thinking like, damn, how am I gonna do this? But mind you, internally, my dialogue was set to, I'm going to find a way to work. I'm going to get my car fixed. I'm going to find a way to work. I'm going to get my car fixed. That's all that was playing in my head on loop. And mind you, opportunities flew my way. I had to sell my game. Ideas and opportunities flew my way. I sold my game because at first I was debating on should I sell it or not. I was kind of going back and forth with the idea, but something just told me like, just do it. Like, just do it. And I just went with it. Sold my fucking game. I got it back now though. Hold up. I got the shit back now. You feel me? But yeah, something just told me just go with the idea. And that's where it went. I sold my game, got $300, $400. That was enough money, more than enough money to get me back and forth to work for the first week. Then after that, it was no looking back. I kid you not. The second week I got paid, I was up $1,000, bro. No cap. $1,000, went and fixed my car. Was never taking Ubers and none of that shit again. So I'm saying all that to say that your internal dialogue is what dissects your external reality. If you can go through some negative shit and have life throw all type of curves at you, and you have a positive internal dialogue, then life will have no choice but to flip the script. Life will have no choice but to follow what you internally putting into your brain. Because if some bullshit happened to you, or if you going through something hard in life and you just internally keeping your internal world at peace, and you keeping it optimistic, and you keeping it disciplined, the external will follow. Opportunities and things will open up before you, and it'll just seem like magic because it really is. That's really how the universe is, and that's how life is. We are spiritual beings that can speak, listen, talk, dream, think, vision. I said think twice, so I think, but yeah, we can do all type of things. Like, life is like a magical thing, bro. So it's like your internal dialogue dissects your external world. You have to fix your internal. You have to fix your thoughts, your dialogue, how you talk to yourself, how you think about things, everything. You just have to fix that if you want a better life. If you want a better life, it don't start with the external. It start with the internal, because it's a lot of people like famous people, streamers, YouTubers, celebrities, whatever. It's a lot of niggas they rich, they got money, they got what, the external shit and all that, but internally you can tell that something is off about them. They might be a little strange, or they might just be somebody that's awkward, or anything. It could be anything. So I'm saying that to say that don't let the external things make you feel like that's gonna make your whole life better. Don't chase external shit. Don't chase the fame, the money, and chains and tattoos and whatever bullshit, because all that shit don't make you a better person. It don't. You know, it's some people that get that and they think it's going to make them feel better and make them a better person. But they get that and they still internally are the same person. They haven't fixed the internal. They haven't sat down with themselves and had an honest conversation and been like, shit, I need to fix my internal dialogue. I need to fix how I'm thinking. I need to fix how my habits is and my mindset. Like, a lot of people ain't doing that. They chasing external factors thinking that's going to make their life better, when in fact that's not right. It's the complete opposite. The internal will fix your life, then the external will follow. You can't chase the external thinking that, yeah, this is going to make my life better. But hey, a lot of people do that. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people not aware that the internal is what matters way more. Once you fix the internal, the external will be way, 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 way better. Way better. It's a lot of people I personally watch and see with my own two eyes, like famous people and all that shit. I can tell that they don't do no internal work. Like, they don't sit down and journal. They probably don't even pray. Like, a lot of niggas don't even pray. A lot of your favorite streamers and people you watch probably don't even pray. Niggas probably don't even do like any type of spiritual thing or practice or got any type of internal dialogue. So they just constantly chasing external validation and success, thinking that's gonna make life better. That's why you see a lot of these niggas be depressed. It's millionaires that be depressed, all type of shit, bro. It's the internal. Your internal world matters way more. Money can't buy internal happiness. Money can't buy happiness. You might think you happy because you got a lot of money, but truth be told, money can't buy happiness. It can't. Happiness is something you create internally. It's something that you create within your mind. Happiness is a feeling. It's not a fucking dollar, you know? So money might give you the feeling of feeling happy, but it's not going to last, you know, because you're going to blow through the money. You go buy whatever you want. And then after that, you're going to want to buy some more shit and more shit to keep you happy. It's like chasing a high that keep leaving. So money, success, none of that external things make you feel fulfilled internally. Internally, you have to do the work. You have to go within your own mind and dissect what it is internally that's cluttering your brain and that makes you feel a certain way. Once you get the answer to that, that's when you can really become happy internally. That's when you can really change your life internally. That's when you can really motivate yourself internally. That's when you can really have your whole mindset flipped, and that's when your whole life change. Once your mind change, your whole life change. Because really all of this is in the mind. This is reality. We are in reality. In fact, we are in reality. But your mindset, your mind, your brain, your mind is what makes up your life. Period, point blank, man. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all take y'all notes, man. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.